Hello, Ian. This is Song. So this is my third lab. This is the program for the third lab, and the program first thing it's gonna do when you start the program is gonna tell the user what the program does. As you can see, it says the program will expand a binomial of the form ax plus by to the power n. So this just finds a binomial expansion for the value put in for a, b, and n. So and I put the whole program in a do-while loop to make it possible for the user to do the program over and over again until the user chooses to stop. And the first I and first thing I did was create a scanner object, and we use the scanner object input for any kind of input we'll put in. Any kind of input we need to save for a variable. So then it's gonna ask the user what the ask the user for a positive integer for n. I changed it to positive integer because if the user inputs negative number, the program can't solve can't find the binomial expansion. So if the user put in negative number, it's gonna keep on asking until the user puts in a positive integer, and then it's gonna ask for a number for a, and then it's gonna ask for a number for b, and from the n value it's gonna print a Pascal triangle up to the n value. And I used the binomial coefficient formula, and I made this binomial coef method, which is just which just uses the binomial coefficient formula. And since the binomial coefficient formula is the same as the Pascal triangle also uses the binomial coefficient formula, that's why I used this formula for the triangle. And then it's gonna ask for the binomial expansion in c plus d to the power n form, and so it's gonna do this. It's gonna use this factorial is a factorial method. This method is just used for calculating the factorial, and this is the same formula for a binomial expansion. So it's gonna multiply the binomial expansion and then c to the power c, which I put in the variable for the n, and then d for the variable d for the exponent for the variable d, and the n's gonna c, the power c is gonna keep on minusing in the loop, and then d is gonna keep on increasing until d is equal to n. So then it's gonna form like c plus d to the power n expansion, and then it's gonna print out the binomial expansion in the form of ax plus by to the power n. And for that, use the power, and power is also a method for calculating the power. So the power is calculating the power between the two, like the first one is the base, and then second one is the exponent, the one after the comma is the exponent, and then factorial is a method as I mentioned before. So then it's going to use those methods to get a binomial expansion, and then the program is gonna ask if the user wants to continue or stop. If the user presses 1, it's gonna continue. If the user presses 0, it's gonna stop. But I also put in so that the user. So I wrote a while loop to ensure that the user presses 1 and 0. If the user puts in a number other than 1 or 0, it's gonna keep on asking it. So if the user puts 1, it's gonna start the whole program again. If the user puts in 0, it's gonna say the program is now terminating. And these I wrote all the methods that I used before: the factorial, binomial coefficient, and the power at the end. So these are the methods, and so this one's just factorial. It's gonna keep on multiplying the number until the number matches the first number to the end. It's gonna keep on multiplying until the first number is equal to the end number, and it's gonna return the result. For the binomial coefficient, it's gonna do the factorial. It's gonna use the factorial method, and it's gonna do the factorial of the end number divided by the factorial of initial number times the factorial of the difference between the end and the initial. And the initial keeps on increasing. The value of initial keeps on increasing until the end and the initial becomes the same, and then you get a result. Then it's gonna print out a result, and for power, it's gonna just so this is the method for finding the power, and so I'm gonna test the program. So as you can see, the program says what the first thing it's gonna say is what the program does. Then let's test it with the examples that you provided on Blackboard. And so 4 and then 2 and -3. So you can see it's going to print out a Pascal's triangle. Then it's going to do a C plus D to the power 4 expansion. As you can see, it's the same program. It does the same thing. See, everything is the same. So as I was saying, if the user puts in like a different number like this, it's going to keep on asking the user until the user puts in like 1 or 0. So if I put in 1, it's gonna start the program again. And you can see, and for the n, if you put in negative number, it's gonna keep on asking it again. So unless the user puts in 4, it's gonna keep on going. So now for 5, so 5 and negative 1 and 5. So first it's going to do a Pascal triangle for 5, and then it's going to print out the c plus d to the power n form of the binomial expansion, and then it's going to do the ax plus by to the power n expansion. As you can see, both are same, both have the same number. So now if I press in 0, it's going to terminate the program, and as you can see, the program works the way it's supposed to. And so that's about it. So thank you.